This guitar was purchased new in 1930 in a small store in rural Virginia. A man bought it as a birthday present for his son. Sadly, his son never saw the guitar. The boy drowned that very day, along with his mother, when their boat tipped over in the wide, fast river. The guitar was then put away in the boy's closet for over 50 years until it was sold in 1983 to a local country musician. The musician played and loved the guitar for nearly 40 more years, giving it a life of experiences before it then came to us. It's a humble guitar. It's small and plain. It's all mahogany. There's no binding and no adornments to speak of. It has simple tuning machines and buttons, a simple fretted fingerboard with small dot markers. No decoration on the headstock, just a logo pressed into the back, and the same logo stamped on the bracing inside the body of the guitar. C.F. Martin & Co., Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Take the watch, I'll rest my head. There's nothing out there but the dead. It's getting late. I see them when I close my eyes and feel the pain. I pray to God their souls are safe. Welcome home in ticker tape. Us doughboys don't know much about no League of Nations. At a fairground I met the love of my life, Faith, a striking girl who's now with Babe. Talking pictures all seem great. But Faith with sickly children, and they just dropped my wages. The parties and the cowboy songs must all be fine. Tonight I share my faith with my last dime. Yeah, I hear the market crashed. But I'm not sure, I was busy digging through the trash. I've gotta feed myself and then I'll find my kids. I found a camp, they said they'd take us in. It was his birthday when they drowned. I held his present as their boat tipped upside down. I cried, "Oh Faith, I love you, take hold of our boy." Me and this guitar were left on the shore. Well, soup comes cheap when it's this thin. Dirty water on my chin, it keeps me warm. Strumming steel strings by the burned out fire bin, singing ghostly songs with faith in kids. The men came by and offered work. Got a nickel and a barely broken shirt. Now that old graveyard is home to all my kin. I pray to God their souls are safe, amen. I hope I never lose my faith again. In 1833, a skilled luthier named Christian Friedrich Martin immigrated from Germany to the United States and founded his guitar-making business on Hudson Street in New York City. Never quite at home there, he later moved the company to Nazareth, Pennsylvania, where it is still owned and operated by the Martin family today. Martin guitars are icons of the American acoustic steel string guitar, and Martin is one of the great names in guitar making, known and respected around the world. Released in 1922, the 217 model was Martin's first Spanish-style guitar to be made specifically for steel strings. Steel strings were longer lasting, less expensive, and much louder than gut strings, which were the common strings of the day. According to Martin's old ledgers, the construction of this guitar began on March 24, 1930, and lasted 1 month and 1 day. It's a small group of 217s that were made at the onset of the Great Depression and are referred to as number 25s. They are called this because, in response to the economic collapse, Martin stripped its portable steel string 217 of its binding and adornments so the price could be dropped to $25. These Martin number 25s were Depression guitars, and they became symbolic of the era. Particularly visible was the 217 in the hands of Jimmie Rodgers, the first country music star, as he introduced the nation to a new form of music. Martin was not the only, and not even the first, company to produce steel string guitars in America. They became commonplace in people's everyday lives. Whether it was the Delta blues, country music, folk, jazz, or whatever you heard, the guitar had become a primary instrument in American music like it had never been before. The steel strings had a voice that could rise above the fire pits and the chatter. These guitars became the soundtrack of the men out of work, of the Dust Bowl, of the rural South, both black and white. They were the sound of the great American migrations heading both west and north, and they were the sound of the radio and the sound of the talking pictures too. As the nation suffered, transformed, and eventually triumphed throughout the 1930s, steel strings rang out as the sound of the Great Depression.